know that? He has a bigger picture. If you are parents, you know what the bigger picture is. You know, some of you have had parties for your children here. They're turning 2, they're turning 3, they're whatever. You bring a cake, you have a party, you celebrate, you give them their cake. There's times when you buy them a toy or a gift, or you give them something nice, and they enjoy it in the moment. But one thing you don't do is feed them chocolate every day. One thing you don't do is give them whatever they want in every day. Why? Because you don't care for their joy? Because you hate them? No, because you understand you have a bigger picture. And that bigger picture is health. That bigger picture is growth. That picture is longevity. That picture is going to school. That picture is going to university. And by the way, you know, they won't always appreciate it, right? When I first went to school, my mum had me in one hand and my sister was in a buggy. And so as she pushed me towards the school, and this was, because I'm very old, this was before the days of these, you've got all these amazing buggies now that float on air and do all sorts of things. But these things, they weighed as much as a car in those days. They were heavy things to push along. And so she pushed along my sister in I think it was a pram actually, pushed my sister along in the pram to the school gates. And I was watching very carefully, and I saw my opportunity, and I legged it. And so I ran. I'm like, school's not for me. School is not for me. I think I'd already done 1 or 2 days in school before that, and I'd come up with my assessment of school, and I'd given it 1 star. I was done. And so as soon as I got there, I ran. They won't appreciate him. But you do, because you have the bigger picture. You understand that even though given the choice between sweetie and vegetable, your child will always, almost 100% of the time, choose sweetie if you let them. You don't hate them, you have a bigger picture. And sometimes I think as we are spiritual babies and we lack the discernment and the ability to see the bigger picture. What is becoming like Jesus going to do for me? What is it going to do except take me to a cross? What is it going to do except have people reject me? What's in it for me? But we understand that there is greater joy. And you understand for your child that there is greater joy to come. You understand that if they will learn delayed gratification, if they will learn that one day there is something bigger, something better, they will learn to appreciate that sometimes you will bless them in the now, but you will always have the bigger picture in mind. God always has the bigger picture in mind, and it is that as part of the church, we are going somewhere. And look at what he says. He says, until we all reach. Do you see that? Until we all reach. In other words, we have not reached our destination until we are all there. There's no choice. If you're in the church, truly in the church, then you have to be on this day. You cannot get on this plane and the person sitting next to you ends up in Singapore and you end up in New York. It can't happen. If you're on the same bus, the same plane, the same whatever, you are going to reach the same destination. So if your destination is somewhere else, you're on the wrong bus. You can be in the church, but not in the church. You're on the wrong bus. Or rather, you can be in the church building, but not in the church. And so Paul tells us that there is this destination. So what is the purpose of the church? It's a place of joy, yes. It's often a place of blessing. It's often a place of healing. It's often a place of fun. It's often a place of high emotions and friendship and so many other things. But at the end of the day, the purpose of the church is to take us all together to one place, and that one place is for us to be to the stature of Christ, the maturity of a spiritual Christian, walking the walk